Question of the day. What is your favorite hidden from you information game? Now by that I mean games in which you have to pick up cards that face away from you, Hanabi style. Maybe it's a game in which you find out a piece of information about someone else that you need to convey to them, but you don't know what you have. Let me know in the comments below your favorite hidden from you, that's what I'm calling it, information game. Because today we're taking a look at a game called Crack the Code. This is from Indie Boards and Cards. It is like Mastermind, cooperative, but also on some sort of campaign level. What I mean by that is you're trying to figure out a certain set of coded marbles in a certain order, and you can do things to manipulate them. You can move them around. That's where it's different. You're not necessarily trying to figure out the code. You know almost everything except what you have. So let's take a look and see what Crack the Code does. We'll come back up, talk final thoughts right after we talk about how to play it. Now. So here's Crack the Code set up for 4 players. I'm trying to show you with this angle what it would look like. Essentially, it's Hanabi style. You have a solution in front of you, but you don't know which 3 of these balls you have in front of you. Or this scenario's 3. There are a bunch of different scenarios here, so we're doing scenario A3, so that's what it's telling us to do there. So that's what's in the bag that could have been drawn out, 3 of each color. These are the cards that are available, and then deal 3 to each tray. Our goal is to get what's in each tray. Even though you don't know what's in yours, you can deduce it. What's in each tray to match the pictures. And once that's done, everybody wins the round. It's a co-op game. You deal out these cards, and let's just say we're playing with 2 players. There'll be 2 of these cards out here available, okay? So this is send, receive, route, and shift are the things. So send means that I can take one. Here, I'll just pull it up right here so you can see it. Send is you're going to take one from yours and send it to another one. Now, you don't know necessarily, you know based on what you remember, but you can't peek. Once you pick it up, though, you can look, but you have to announce where it's going first. So send, I'm going to take one from here and put it over there. I'm pretty sure I have a yellow one on this end, so I'm going to pick up this and drop it over here, just like that. So now, this is boom, boom. That already matches. We just need, whoops, destroyed it. We just need, let's get this out of the way anyway. We just need this one to get rid of these 2 and contain a blue, and that one is done. See what I mean? Then, same kind of deal here. The route or receive is the same thing. I'll look at somebody else's, I pick it up and put it here. Now, you don't have to announce ahead of time because you can already see theirs, but the reason you announce ahead of time is because you can't see what's in front of yours, so you can't just be like, oh, look at this. That's what receive is. You take one of theirs, put it in your tray. And it goes to either end of your tray. Notice that. That's on this, is either end. Shift is pick a marble from anywhere in a terminal tray and place it at either end of the same terminal tray. So let's just say this green needs to be in the middle. Or I would pick this yellow up and drop that there. So now that green is in the middle. Route is I just do that same thing of send and receive to someone else. So I pick up a marble from here and send it over there. Pick up a marble from there and send it there. That's what the game is. You're going to do that until you feel that your team has completed that. Now, they will get much harder than this. This is just the base, but it will continue to build up and build up and build up to where there's a whole lot more in the bag. This is not a spoiler. It's not a spoilerly game. Also, you've got black and white ones that are going to go in there. So you've got a 6th color, 6 colors by the end of this, not to mention all the different combos and things that you can do with shift and debug. So it gets very difficult as you go along, but a lot of meat on this bone to be such a simple idea. So that's Crack the Code. First and foremost, I like the idea that you play through the campaign, boom, 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 building up to where it gets very difficult, right? I think that's fun. I think more games need campaigns like that to where it's like, okay, we could play a campaign or we could just play a standalone, just pick one out of there. I think that's fun. The scenarios do reward you, though, in the sense of you feel accomplishment of like, all right, we do it, we're building, we're getting better and better. Now, let's talk, first of all, components of this game. I like the way these little rubberized marbles work. Would I rather them be less tacky and grippy? Yeah, because they do tend to actually kind of hard to pick up and move around. I'd rather them have more of a plastic sheen on them as opposed to the rubberized. These are more like Vernet billiard balls. It's a magic reference for you. But these are, it still looks good. The one thing I don't necessarily love is I'm having a snack from space camp type of bag that they go in. I'd rather have a cloth bag or something like that. I get that the plastic's cheaper to make and stuff. But I do like how you put them in the tray and then you face away from them. And never once have I had an issue of, oh crud, I accidentally saw mine. Like, it really works. The cards are big enough to cover. The angle is big enough to where no matter where you're sitting, you're not necessarily going to see what you have and have to restart, because there's nothing more annoying than having to restart. But, oh shoot, I looked at my card. Let me deal another one in Hanabi. So I like the way this game looks. I like the way it looks on the table. It's got a cool table presence, just because you have the marbles sitting there, you have the cards and the trays. I like a three-dimensional ability of this game. So I'm a big fan of how the game looks. Now, how does it play? Well, it is pretty simple. Now, I say simple, I don't mean easy. It's simple in the fact that here's the actions you can do to rearrange these marbles. And yes, it's pretty easy to deduce what you have based on counting the marbles. I mean, you can look and see, okay, boom, boom, I see what this is, I know what I have. That's not so much the hard part. It's knowing and remembering what you have, and then making sure you're grabbing from the ends and figuring out, okay, if I manipulate this one, will it slide this down? It's easier and usually better just to work on somebody else's and let them work on yours. That's typically ends up being what happens. But the timer of having the certain amount of cards and action cards is nice too. So, all in all, I like the way this game looks. I like the way it plays. It's not going to set the world on fire. You're not going to be hearing about, this isn't the next Azul, blah, but it's not trying to be. It's just a fun brain puzzle code cracking game that scratches some itches from older games that I really enjoy. So I'm a big fan of Crack the Code. I think you should check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. I like the way it plays and builds up and gets harder and harder and harder, and then it is replayable. I mean, at no point do you go, well, we've done that, we're done, I guess, because even though you know what the combinations are going to be, you don't know what you're going to randomly pull. So that's Crack the Code. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Bryan. Until next time, we'll see you.